Got him. Kind of on the hunt for this fish for like 3 or 4 years. But I finally got him. Oh, I could not pass it up. I just hope they're alive. This is only the second time in my life I've ever ordered fish through the mail. I had to take the chance because this is the only place that's selling them right now. You know, you get a knife out, you just can't do like this. Who does that? You don't do that, no. You get a knife, like that. You got to do that like this. You got to, oh. Nobody does this. Okay, no. Remember, boys and girls, always cut towards yourself, okay? Because if you're gonna get cut, do it right. Don't just cut yourself a little bit. Go big. Don't do that. Don't do that. Cut here. I'm very excited. I ain't gonna lie. There it is. There it is. All snap. It looked like something like it been on Mars. Oh, dip. Coachella in Cali. Is where I'm getting this from. So right off the bat, appreciate it. Mexicali Fish Keeper is the one who put me onto this. I did a live stream going like, I wish I had my fish that I've never in the real, and he was like, what are you talking about? I did a fish room. And I was like, you did, didn't you? So anyway, I checked them out and I called them up and this is what they sending me. Let's see, is my yellow firemouth cichlid, ThorichthysPasionis. I'm saying it wrong, but I like saying it like that because there it is. The water is not hot. Water is actually decent. I think I'm gonna keep this in case of an emergency situation out here in Florida. Packed in plenty of, oh, look at that. Look at here, let me see. Oh, look at that. Look at them. Now I called them up, said, listen, I need some nice ones. What can you do? Anyway, no, I asked them some questions because I was kind of how you call it? I felt a certain type of way about ordering online, and I kind of wanted, so I watched Mexicali's video again because I wanted to really be sure on who I was ordering from, and then I gave him a call and I talked to the guy. I'm terrible with names. You guys know I am with names, and I felt comfortable that this guy was gonna, you know, do and treat me right. To be honest with you, he's probably gonna treat everybody right. But this is it right here. Looking real nice. They don't have color now, but they're young and they're stressed. Let's check this other one. Oh, this one, look at, I like the finnage on this one. You can't really tell now. I could tell in the bag. I could tell in the bag because I'm looking at it, you know, IRL. Now there's stuff floating around in the bag, but I believe the stuff that they got floating around in the bag is not doo-doo. I think it's from, it's looked like, how you call it? Probably debris from where they got them from, because I believe he got these from the breeder where he breeds them at. He didn't get them from the store. So the water was probably some of their whatchamacallit water. At any rate, it's not cloudy water, is what I'm saying. It's debris. It's not cloudiness. The fish look good, is what I'm getting at. Regardless of what's in the water, the fish look good. They don't look like they're gasping. They don't look burnt. The fins don't look all burnt up. The gills don't look red. They look good. Now they double bagged it. They double bagged it, which if you could see was a good thing because this secondary bag, you can tell right here, the secondary bag has some water in it. So good thinking on them. Double bagging, very smart. That's that one right there. They seem very alert. I'm digging it. My last video, I did the how I put the quarantine tanks up. And this is me. I acclimated. Basically, I just let them float in the water for 15-20 minutes or whatever, and let the temperature from the water in the bag to get equalized to the temperature in the tank. And it takes only about 15-20 minutes, depending on how much water is in the bag. I actually waited a little extra time, but whatever, because I'm over here filming and stuff like that. But once that happens, then the fish are good to go in the water. This is called temperature acclimate, and all you're doing is getting the temperature right. And I don't pour this water in this water. What I do is I get a bucket, right? Get a net, put it on the bucket so that it balances, and I cut the bag. Put the knife right here in between my legs, right there where the, you know, I just open it up like this and just pour the water, the whole thing into the net so that the water falls into the bucket, but the fish falls into the net. When I first saw people do this, I was like, why do you do that? Now, the idea is so that you don't contaminate your tank with the water from the bag. And I thought to myself, well, that's just the stupidest damn thing I've heard of, because the fish is wet with the water from the bag and it's in the tank now. What you're trying to do is minimize crossover contagions. You know what I mean? You know, do as much as you can not to spread. Plus, this water is dirty as hell. All right, so the first two went in one tank. These two are going in another tank. As time goes on, I'm going to keep doing videos about them because I've been waiting for these fish for so long. There's no way you're going to shut me up about them. Let's go over all the qualities I would expect from a shipper to deserve an A rating. Let's start with the box. Visibly, the box was not damaged, but that has nothing to do with COACHELLA. COACHELLA can do everything they can to make the box strong, but once it leaves their hands and gets into the hands of the UPS, the FedEx, the whoever it is, and if they want to do the Ace Ventura kicking it, soccer, that's on them. But the box was in perfect condition. It came in a designated styrofoam container for the box. Let's be real, it doesn't really matter too much as far as insulation goes, in my opinion. But they had a designated box, which does help as far as sturdiness. I'm not saying that the other way, the cutting their own pieces and sliding in there, is not sturdy, but this is definitely sturdier. They use that space installation that Matt Damon used when he was stuck on Mars making doo-doo potatoes. So that was cool. They double bagged. Now some people have been like, oh, well, we had water and it leaked. Yeah, leaks are gonna happen. You're dealing with water and you fish. Fish have spines. But they thought ahead, they went ahead and double bagged it. So, boom, double bagged it. They took care of the issue, boom. I don't think it's cold enough where they're at that they need a heat pack. They know it's not cold over here. They probably looked at the temperature in the middle and said, yeah, it's gonna get cold on the way there. So they went ahead and put a heat pack for that purpose. They thought about the entire trip. So boom. The water to air ratio. Some people are very funny about the amount. It's like, it's got to be exactly 1/3. There maybe was a little bit more than 1/3. You want to be nitpicky about it. My criteria is, were they alive? It was the perfect amount of water to air ratio. They came in alive. If they came in dead, I might be saying a different something. Oh, it had too much water in it. They didn't come in dead. So expecting to see at least one have a rough go at it, but no, all four of them were like, yo, we ready to get the hell out of here. The water was not cloudy. There was debris in the water that might have been from where they got the water. Debris in the water is not so much a problem. It says, what debris was it? Was it crap? Was it cloudy because it's ammonia? Just having just debris in the water, not such an issue, but the water was clear. And it wasn't doo-doo. It looked like it was vegetation of some sort. Physically, when I let them out into the thing, I can see their body, their entire body, you know, clearly. One super telltale sign that they were having a tough time in the bags is if their fins are kind of raggedy, like fungusy or chopped up or burnt up, or if their gills are inflamed. All four of them, their fins were 100% intact. They weren't cut or split or anything. And none of the gills looked jacked up. They all had color right away, oddly enough. Even the little one, who didn't have a whole lot of color, but that was because of its size, not because of the stress. None of their fins were clamped up in the tank. Their fins were all erect, and they were, you know, out and about, checking out what's going on. It was very, very alert as to being in a new environment and being cautious. I was very, very surprised that their colors pop so quickly. It just goes to show that, you know, as time goes forward, they will pop even more. That made me feel really, really good. Their bodies, their stomach area was, what's the word I'm looking for? Their stomachs were sunken in. Most people would think that looks terrible, like they're being starved, like they're not eating enough. Most people would think that. But if you're an experienced fish keeper and you know about shipping, you would see that and you would think to yourself, okay, they definitely, some people call it evacuated. I call it starved. They did it on purpose. And the reason why they did that, they purposely refrained from feeding the fish 2, 3, whatever days before shipping, so that the fish has nothing in its system, no food to turn into doo-doo in its system, so that while the fish is in this enclosed bag, it's not crapping in this bag and fouling up the water. Don't see that and be like, oh, they look starved, because that's the way they should look. If not, they would crap in the water and come to you dead or all burnt up. One of the fish is smaller than what I thought it was going to be. One of them out of the 4. But here's the big but in that. Like, you can be a prick and call up and be like, this fish is too small. It was supposed to be 1/4 of an inch bigger. I'm looking at the fish and it is in perfect condition. Do I complain about getting a perfect fish a little bit smaller? Or do I think to myself, well, maybe they had the fish that was the exact size, but it didn't look as well. So I'm going to go with, they were looking at the fish and be like, yeah, that one's bigger, but this one, look at the fins, look at it, the way it's acting, it's eating better. That other one, yeah, it's bigger, but he's kind of like, ugh. So we're going to go with the smaller one. So I'm going to let you know right now, I appreciate that. As a fish keeper, that itty bitty little 1/4 of an inch, whatever, maybe even 1/2 an inch, whatever, I ain't crying about it. You know what I mean? I really am not. I'm not gonna call them up and be like, you're supposed to be this big, you charge me this much, because it's a perfect specimen. It's super lively right now. Whatever, man, I take it. And if you're that guy out there that saw that and you got maybe that itty bitty 1/4 of an inch smaller than you thought it should be, keep in mind, if it's a perfect specimen, shut up. Shut up. Stop me crying all the damn time. Like, you know, you could have got that big one and it sucked butt. You know what I mean? It could have lived just long enough for the whatchamacallit to run out, and then you got a dead fish and your policy ran out. So okay, so there's a wrinkle. I've been beasting for these fish for the longest. So I'm like, ooh, you know what I mean? Which happens to a lot of us, and we miss stuff. I called up one of them, which is the most active, the male has a bent spine at the base of the tail. Now, if my purpose is for breeding these fish, I can't use that. Okay, it could be that he got hurt when he was young. He could have jumped out of the tank, blop, hit the ground, they put him back in there. It could be bent from damage. If it was bent from something like that, then his DNA will not pass that on to his young. I don't know that. It could be in his DNA and that's why it's bent. Either way, I can't use him as a breeder because I don't know. I called up COACHELLA. He knows that the whole plan was for me to get these, quarantine them. After they come out of quarantine, get some more. And I'm going to send him a picture, and he knows good and well what's going on. So he's like, no problem. I'll replace it on the next order when I'm going to get more. That easy. Open, honest, bloop. There it is. Back to my grading criteria. Do I give him a big fat stink funk nasty A+? We cannot do the A+ because it had a bent spine. I would love to do it, but unfortunately we have to be fair. You know, we just gonna get a big fat stank nasty funk daddy's nasty stanky stank. Hey, I've worked in these places before. You know how many fish are in these places? They're all moving. That particular one, it moves around a lot. I could see where somebody would have missed that. It's this big. You know how long a fish takes to get this big? It wasn't just one person who missed it. It's been in a tank with a whole bunch of other fish moving around real fast. This is, you can't catch everything. There is no business out there that is never going to make a mistake. It's impossible for any business to be mistake proof. It's how you handle that mistake and make it right. I'm leaving their information in the description below. Hit them up. Hit them up. If you're in the area, they will deliver fish to your damn house. Like Uber for fish. Like Fish Dash. Like not DoorDash, Fish Dash. I am going to be doing follow-up videos on these fish. Species spotlights, up to date, what's going on with them. Going over the quarantine, how they've been doing in a couple of weeks. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a thumbs up. If I haven't told you already, thank you in advance. I've done some other videos of these guys way back here. They're right here. They're right here. Check them out. They're right here.